So, so the X-ray looks well centered, sir.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because the clavicles seem to be equidistant to me from the spinal processes.
From the spine.
Yes, sir.
That's very good. Very good. Okay. Excellent.
Then, sir, so there is a straightening of the left heart border, sir.
What is structure is forming this left heart border?
Sir?
What is this structure?
Pulmonary base, sir.
This one I am showing. Can you see this browser?
Yes, sir.
There are cursor you can see. No. This is aorta.
Aortic, right? Yes, sir.
This is
pulmonary artery, sir.
Pulmonary. And this is left atrial appendage.
Yes, sir. Left atrial. Yes.
And this is
this is left ventricular border, sir.
Left ventricle. What else can you see?
This is straightening is there, and there is a probably double density sign, sir. Probably atrial enlargement, and there is a metallic valve, sir.
And this is what is this chamber?
This is right atrial enlargement, sir.
So what is the usual shape of this pulmonary artery? Usually concave.
Concave, yes, sir. It's not sir. Yes, sir.
Dilated.
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. And if you find a metallic valve here.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Which is this valve?
Metallic, probably Chitra valve, sir.
No, that's all right. So which valve is a mitral or tricuspid or aortic or which valve?
Mitral valve, sir.
Why do you say so?
Sir, location.
What is the location? Usually, you take a point here.
Yes, sir.
Cardiophrenic angle.
Yes, sir.
Draw a line to the hilum.
Okay, sir.
The one coming below is the mitral.
Okay, sir.
The one coming above is aortic.
Okay, sir.
Okay, what is the size of the heart?
So size of the heart, the right atrium seems to be enlarged, sir, because from the center, if it's around more than 5.5 centimeter, then right atrial enlargement is there. So left
pulmonary artery also looks dilated.
Yes, sir. Pulmonary not dilated, yes, sir.
So in summary, you can have pulmonary hypertension here.
Yes, sir.
Some pulmonary veins are prominent here.
Yes.
Heart failure.
Yes, sir.
And there is a prosthetic valve here.
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. Okay, thank you. We go to the drugs now.
Yes, sir. Pralidoxim, sir.
What is it?
Sir, so it's basically it's a chloride salt, sir. It's an oxime. So it binds to organophosphorus. It's used in treatment of organophosphorus.
It's a cholinesterase reactivator.
Yes, sir.
That's right. So what are the indications?
It is used in treatment of organophosphorus
poisoning. What's the mechanism of action?
It basically regenerates cholinesterase activity, which was inhibited by the organophosphorus compound, sir.
So, what's the difference between atropine and this drug?
Atropine won't do the cholinesterase reactivation. It will just improve the symptoms of the increased cholinergic.
Yes, it is acting against the muscarinic receptor, and yes. This one will be acting through the nicotinic receptor, no?
Yes.
So, it cleaves the bond between the organophosphorus compound and acetylcholinesterase, and thus it regenerates the enzyme.
Okay, sir.
And decreases the parasympathetic effects also, and helps to reverse the respiratory paralysis.
Okay, sir.
What's a possible route and dose?
Sir, Pralidoxim is given as an IM, and it can be given as infusion also, sir.
It's commonly given as infusion.
Yes, sir.
Within 30 minutes, and repeat the 6th hourly. Bolus or infusion, always as a IV, not as IM. Okay.
Okay, okay,
very good, very good. Let's go to next drug.
Okay, sir. It's a monoclonal antibody, sir.
What is it and when do you use it?
Sir, I think it's a glycoprotein 2B3A antagonist. Sorry, sir, it's a glycoprotein 2B3 antagonist, sir.
Mechanism action?
So it basically, I think it inhibits platelet aggregation, sir.
That's right.
By
Binding of fibrinogen, one Willebrand factor, and other adhesive molecules to the receptors on the platelet surface.
Yes, sir.
It's a monoclonal antibody. Very good. Okay.
Sir, indication can be used in
It is used in people who are undergoing PTCA.
yes, sir. MI, unstable angina, in interventional cardiology.
That's right. So interventions we commonly use it.
Yes,
Also
sir.
heparin and aspirin. Also,
Yes, sir.
when you are waiting for PTCA, which is planned for within 24 hours,
Yes, sir.
you may use it. But always
Yes.
with the help of heparin and aspirin.
Okay, sir.
Is there any contraindication?
So, in case of bleeding manifestations or in case of active bleed or hypertensive bleed.
Recent surgery
Okay, sir.
and stroke within 2 years, commonly.
Okay.
And also if there is aneurysm or thrombocytopenia, AV malformation, chances of bleeding is there, then you may not give this drug. Okay.
Okay, sir. A Camprosate, sir, it's basically used as an alcohol de-addiction, sir, in alcohol use disorder patients, sir.
Especially to prevent the relapse.
Yes, sir.
We have taken up the for. Okay. To maintain the abstinence, it may be useful.
Yes, sir. Side effects, not sure, sir.
Is it mainly gastrointestinal side effects?
Okay, sir.
Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain.
Okay, sir.
Then how does it act?
Okay, sir.
Mechanism?
Sir, not sure, sir.
It interacts with the neuronal NMDA receptors.
Okay, sir.
Can you give for everybody?
Sir, contraindications, I think it has adverse drug reactions with metronidazole and
That's right. That's right. And one important thing is you must give it very often. It means continuously you have to give and continue for 1 year.
okay, sir.
It's contraindicated in renal failure, pregnancy, breastfeeding, hypersensitivity. You are not expected to withdraw within 1 year because
Okay,
it's
sir.
a continuous process.
Okay, sir. Sir, A-carbos, it's basically OHA, it's an alpha glucosidase inhibitor, sir.
Yes, that's fine.
Yes, sir. Sir, mechanism of action, basically, if you inhibit the alpha glucosidase, so you have the complex carbohydrates which coming, so it is not splitting up into glucose. So as a result, it will come down into the GI tract through the osmotic effect, sir.
Okay. So what are other members of this group?
Sir, voglibose, sir. A-carbose, then
What may be their side effect?
sir, side effect will be diarrhea and this thing, sir, flatulence, sir.
Flatulence and abdominal distension. Many people are not tolerating this drug.
Yes, sir.
So which part of the blood glucose will be lowered by this mechanism?
Sorry, sir.
Is it reducing the 24-hour blood glucose or any particular time it is useful?
Sir, postprandial, sir.
That's right. That's right. Very good. Okay.
Sir, so acetazolamide, it's basically carbonic anhydrase inhibitor, sir. It's diuretic also.
Where is this enzyme seen? Carbonic anhydrase? Proximal connective tubule.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
When do you give this drug?
Indications are it will be used in glaucoma, idiopathic intracranial hypertension, in patients with altitude sickness and all. You can use, sir.
Any other?
Okay, epilepsy. Yes,
What
sir.
about the prevention of periodic paralysis?
Yes, sir.
That's
As-
right. That's right.
Yes, sir.
Contraindications.
Sir, contraindication.
Severe kidney disease, liver disease,
Okay,
and
sir.
hypersensitivity, we are expected to avoid this drug.
Okay, sir.
What side effects you expect when the carbonic acid is produced in excess? What
Sir, metabolic acidosis side effects, sir.
hyponatremia, hypokalemia, acidosis,
Okay,
GI
sir.
upsets, and so on.
Okay, sir.
So, very useful drug, especially for the prevention of periodic paralysis, idiopathic intracranial hypertension,